Hello again. We are making a very tiny food. I have the translation app here for myself. Let's take a look. Okay. So my translation says that this is Coris. So it's fruitless shift candy. You can make 4 kinds. Can eat 3 flavors of soft candy. What is this down here? Pictures and the illustrations are images. It's fruit flavoring. So it looks like we got green apple flavor, lemon flavor, and grape flavor. Show off comes with a mount for playing. Just press it. You can make 4 kinds, yep. And here we go. So, my eyes! Easy. Soft candies on noodles. So, we're going to be working on that. I'm going to go ahead to the next one. Oh, here we go. This one actually says something up top. Fruit and vegetable shop chewing. So, oh, stop it. I'm good funky. Alright, so on the back, with thin skin soft candy. You're going to put the candies in the mold, put a stack of candles on top. At this time, if you have a large amount of candy in it, you can make it clean. Press type 3 and open slowly. Take out, boil slowly, and remove the stuck extra looking candy. After that, please line up the shelf and place on the play. Gathering various vegetables and fruits. Carrot, broccoli, pineapple, apple, melon, corn, banana. And let's see. Do you have your hands clean? I do. That's it. Try making various vegetables in the colors you like. And what do we have for warnings here? What a shame. The mold is made with safety in mind. Please handle carefully for small customers. After you enjoy the sweets, eat them right away. Candy has rare spots, but it comes from raw materials. Candy is hard at low temperatures. High temperatures may soften and adhere or deform. If candy is hard, if you warm it with your hands from the top of the bag, it will become soft. Please eat it as soon as possible after opening it. Okay. I see there's tiny words down there. Let me zoom. Allergic substances at 28. Okay. And then anything important out here? Difficult for children to make. Do it with parent. Store away from high temperatures and humidity. And the method is apparently direct sunlight. So, here we go. Coris, Kuromato, OSI. Let's try that out. I also have this other one I'm going to do later, which seems to be very similar, but I think it's a different... Is it the same company? It looks like the same company, but it's very different packaging, so I'm curious if they come out similar or not. And it might be that one is from one area and one's from another, so we'll see how that goes. Alright. There you go. Fruit vegetable shop, chewing candy. This one actually has a very convenient 4-pack. Nope, not that convenient. Alright. There we go. Alright, so what's included is, ooh, cute little mold. It's adorable. So, looks like we have a tomato, a strawberry, a banana, and maybe it's meant to be a pepper. It does look like there are other shapes here like peach, corn, melon, maybe onion. So maybe this one at least will be different shapes when I do that one. Here's our cute little stand. Let's see. Instructions on constructing the stand. It'll take a while, I guess, and be. Let's see here. So we fold down, in, up, over, like so. Look. Come on. You can do it. All right. Came out pretty nice. I don't know how well it'll hold things up, but looks like it might stand. There we go. There's a mold. And oh my goodness. These are very, very covered in cornstarch. So, get my paper towel to work on. Alright, so it does look like it's going to be nice and soft for us, not too bad. Yeah, green is definitely the toughest of the three. Alright, so if this is strawberry, tomato, pepper, and banana, okay. A vague idea of how I'd like to sort that, parse that out. Alright, let's see here. Okay. So, I'm thinking we want a little bit of green on the top of the banana. Hold it a bit. And yes, I do have clean hands. And for it to get a little tacky, putting that there. A little green on top of the strawberry. Alright, whoop, stay there. And a little green on top of the tomato. Gonna want to stay there. Whoop. Whoop. That. I believe in you. You can do it. There you go. And then a larger chunk for the pepper. Now I'm just eyeballing this, and I know from similar, actually here, you know what? We're gonna want that cut. I know from similar molds in the past that if you don't get this down all the way, then it will have like a very obvious line around the actual thing. So while you're experimenting, I'd say less is more. And while I'm doing all four at once, it might be better to do them one at a time, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, stay right there. All right, I'm gonna leave this to the side for myself here. I'm also mixing this a bit because I'm like, if I don't mix that cornstarch stuff in a bit, it will be very obvious on the outside of the thing. Although it might also keep it from, you know, getting stuck to the mold. So I guess we'll see which way is the way to go. Nanners. Nice color on the nanners. Boop. I feel like that's maybe too much. We'll see. Alright. And some red, please. Bloop. They're too big, too small. That feels too small. So I think it said the flavors are green apple, lemon, and grape. So I'm picking up a little bit of grape as I mix that. So maybe that's the grape one. I don't feel like I've smelled this one before. And that one seems a little acidic, so maybe that's the lemon. And this is the green apple. All right. And where's my mold? There. So I feel like we'll know right away if we put too little or too much in. The banana, I am, actually you can see here, banana is sliding out, so I put too much on the banana. Pepper does not seem to be sliding out, nor do the other two. So I either underfilled them or I amazingly guessed right on the first try. So let's find out. Alright, so you can see the banana has a little line of excess here. And I think I've taken like a toothpick before and undid that line to smooth it out. Yeah. So it is salvageable, depending on how precise your candies must fulfill their life goals. Let's see here. Not my best work for this one. Trying to figure out if this is meant to be a peach or a tomato. I think it's supposed to be a tomato. Or an apple? No, it's a tomato. Because you can see on the back here, there's actually 4 different possible molds you can get. And I kind of love them all. Right, we got pineapple, carrot, broccoli, apple. We got peach, onion, melon, corn. That would probably be my favorite. Raspberry, potato, orange, maybe cucumber. And the one we got, which is pepper, tomato, strawberry, and banana. So, this one's a little rough. Maybe we'll retry that one. Boop. It's not reading banana to me. So the green one, I'm going too far. You can see this one didn't quite fill the mold all the way. But one side looks pretty good except for the cornstarch. And I did miss a little bit on the strawberry with a little bit of overflow. Again, you probably mold that down. But yeah, see what I mean with the cornstarch kind of being all over that thing there. So depending on the level of, I don't know, precision you want with your stuff, that might be something to try and really meld in before you try making that one. So here, let's make one or two more things. Let's see. Not super happy with my tomato. Let me try remaking the tomato. I guess we can make them all to see how many you really get out of a set. I feel like that's not going to be enough, and that's going to be too much. Boop. Too much. So once I'm done using these for, playing with my food, I actually usually save them as something to occasionally use with my Sculpey clay. So that's a fun thing. If you so these obviously can't go in the oven with the thingy, but you can make the shape, and the Sculpey should hold it pretty well. I can imagine making some, I don't know, cute banana earrings or something out of this, or strawberry earrings. Oh, I feel like making the actual design by hand would probably get me a more accurate one, but something fun to do if I've got some leftover stuff and just want to play with molds. I think the shape too makes the banana hard to judge for how much I'm going to need in there. I feel like I have too much though. Like, you want it to be bigger than it is, but it's really not that big. It's kind of shallow compared to the other ones, I guess. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. So I'm guessing you can make at least 3 sets. This feels like, well, maybe not from the red. Maybe I can make a golden delicious apple. We'll see. All right. Put the green bean in there. All right. So again, putting our mold on. So you see this has like legs that go into one another. You want to make sure you got that on all 4 sides, and then press hard so that as best as it can it trims off any overflow. There we go. And how do we like it? Let's see. Again, not super happy with the initial banana one, but I like, after I fix it, I like how easily it takes to being fixed. How about that? And then pepper, I think I underfilled again, and it's still suffering from the powder. All right. Strawberry, I feel like I at least see the little dots of the strawberry this time. I don't feel like I saw those before. Yeah, and they're on both sides, so that one's a little better for the strawberry. Oh, strawberry does not want to stay up there. There we go. And then tomato. Again, not the best tomato I've ever seen. Or the idea of a ball with a green thing on top, so. Alright, so. Is that enough for the berry? I think that's enough for the berry. It's funny because like the disproportionate amount of yellow makes me want to believe that the banana is going to take a lot more. But it really doesn't. Could make a yellow pepper. Those are yummy. Try that. And how about a green tomato? Okay. And part of it too is there's just so much cornstarch on this. Unnecessary. Or maybe they did some science and figured out that this is the most cornstarch you could possibly need. Okay, let's do these guys again. Alright, pushing all the corners in. There we go. What are you doing with your life there, tomato? Just taking that back. Happier with the yellow pepper. Strawberries looking good. Coming out of the mold's nice and easy too. Okay. Banana. All right. Okay. All right, green. I want to give you your best chance here. Let's see. I feel like yellow did really well on the pepper. What if we did yellow in the tomato? Okay. Do banana. Now I want to do strawberry. Can't believe how much the green lasted. This might not be enough for pepper. I don't think that's going to be enough for pepper. Maybe another strawberry. Probably not. Actually, I don't think that first one wasn't the first strawberry. Beautiful green bananas. And that is a decent tomato. Here, our powers combine to make a green tomato. All right. Let's see it come to life. Not really. So, tomato is a weak sauce compared to the other molds, apparently. Oh. That was enough for a pepper, though. Very respectable looking pepper. All right. So, let's see. 14 fruits. That's not too bad, right? I'm gonna try this cornstarchy pepper first. Yeah, that's the sour apple. I can kind of taste the cornstarch. Yeah, it was just too much on there. Let's do a banana. Yeah, that's citrusy, so that's definitely banana. I mean, that's definitely lemon for the banana. Get some water. All right, let's try our tomato. That's the grape. So this is not, the texture on these is not great. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not amazing. And I think it is suffering because of the cornstarch. Kind of makes you wish I had maybe tried to wash off or pat off some of the cornstarch first. Oh, it's saying if we combine two of these flavors, yellow and red, we get orange. Let's try that. All right, let's get the that out of here. That out of here. I guess for when you want a carrot. I wonder if it changes the flavor. Because sometimes with these kits, when you add one of these flavors to another one of these flavors, it changes to something else entirely. It's kind of fascinating. Oh, that kitchen science. I don't know if this really reads orange to me. Oh, maybe. Here, compared to the yellow and the red. Yeah, that does look orange. Let's see if it tastes like anything. So I don't know if it's meant to, but it does have a different flavor.
I would say the two of them combined is actually better than either one of them solo. Let's see. That's pretty good. I want to do that again. But what else is you about? The green. What if we got the green mixed with something here? Sorry, strawberry. I mean, it's a different color. It's not necessarily a fun color. Just a different one. So that one tastes predominantly, so like this by itself tastes like sour apple. Mixed with the yellow, it tastes more like a tart apple. Like sour apple doesn't strike me as like super tart, it's just like mildly sour. Whereas that one's more like, it's a tart apple. That one's maybe not ripe yet or whatever. I'm trying to remember what the first one really tasted like. So this one is the grape and the sour apple together. Let's see what that is. I guess like a sour grape, honestly. Again, I think that was better than, either one individually. So, I'm going to try just the lemon again. It might be too that I'm mixing them more. Maybe mixing in that cornstarch. I do want to mix these because that was still not the best. But mixing these two together. Also, this is significantly stickier because I've been working with it more and more. But I forgot to like pin down the flavor for this one if I could. So this one is lemon grape. So this I would almost put as like, not peach flavor, but like more like the flavor you get with a gummy peach. Yeah, I think I'd stand by that. And lastly, I'm just seeing if mixing up this yellow one more improves the lemon taste or the texture. Because it seems like the more you mix it, it does improve the texture, but as you can see, it gets significantly more sticky, so you probably have trouble with it in the mold at that point. But yeah, the texture is better. With additional mixing. Still tastes vaguely of lemon and chemical. So again, not the best one of these I've ever had. There's a banana one I really like, which is funny to me because I don't particularly care for banana, but the flavoring of banana candy I do enjoy. So that is this one. I will look up the translation of this name, but it's Kudamono Oyasai soft candies. So it's fun. Always happy to get a little mold that I can use on other things too. So this was cute. Just getting to make a little display for it. So I'm pleased with that. I'm happy with that. All right. Enjoy. Another time when we'll do this other one. So have a good one.